Let's talk about passing to helicopter and helicopter to passing. I will show you what that looks like, then we'll break it down. Show you from the side. And from the back. All right. There are separate videos on both passing and helicopter, and so you would want to get familiar with both of those before you put them together like this. The key things to know about going from passing to helicopter are, first of all, the key thing to know is be patient with yourself. This is challenging. We've got a grip change that happens here because the passing is an outside grip on the hoop and helicopter is an inside grip on the hoop. So we've got to be patient with ourselves as our brain figures this out. Secondly, we want to make sure we understand what is our first hand. Let me talk a little bit about first hand because some of us hoop most naturally to the left, some of us hoop most naturally to the right. It's not helpful for me to talk about left and right because that's going to vary depending on what is your dominant direction. So instead in hooping, we talk about first and second sides. And it's actually easier to visualize and get a sense of what that means with passing. It's easier than it is when talking about waist hooping. So let's talk about it here. The first side is the hand that brings the hoop around to the front of your body. This is my first hand. 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 It is that hand that's bringing the hoop around to the front of my body. Front of my body. Woo, front of my body. Another way of thinking about first hand is that it is the hand or the side that is opposite the direction that the hoop is going. My natural direction for hooping and for passing is to the left. So my first side is my right side. Similarly, your second side, my second side, is the opposite side. So if I am hooping to the left, my first side is my right side, my second side is my left side. This is not all that intuitive. I understand that. It does get a little bit easier with time. And in these lessons, for all the things you need to know about your first hand, I will be talking about that. So this is important because when we are going from passing to helicopter and from helicopter to passing, we're going to make that transition when the hoop is in our first hand. First hand brings it down. First hand brings it up. First hand brings it down. First hand brings it up. That's the key thing. Next key thing is typically coming down from helicopter to passing works pretty well, but a lot of times folks get tangled up with going from passing to helicopter. And let me show you what the secret to that is, if you will. The key thing we want to do here is to make that grip change while the hoop is in front of us. As I start to bring the hoop up, it's in my first hand, it's in my passing grip, I'm going to grab it in the helicopter grip when the hoop is in front of me. That is going to allow me to have the momentum to bring the hoop up, keep it spinning, and it's going to make it much more natural for me to bring my first hand now into the hoop, into the right position. If I wait too long to bring that up, and I'm going to show you this from the side also, if I wait too long to get my hand into that hoop, so now I've brought it all the way up to here, my natural tendency is going to be to bring my hand here, which is the outside of the hoop. I might even bring my hand to the right position inside the hoop, that receiving hand, but now I don't have any more momentum left in that hand to keep the hoop spinning. So I want to grab the hoop when it is in front of me which lets me bring it up with momentum and increases the chances of my bringing my other hand inside the hoop where it belongs. I'll show you the differences between those different receiving hand positions from the side. Passing, I'm going to receive the hoop in front of me. Get that hand into the right position at the right time. I'll show you that again. Here we go. Very different from if I brought the hoop all the way to here and I bring my hand up, it'll be in the wrong position. Or if I brought the hoop here, I have my hand in the right position, but I've got nothing left to turn it with, and now it makes for an awkward hand transition with my right hand. So if you bring that hoop up and receive it, get your hand inside the hoop while the hoop is in front of you, your transition will be very smooth. When we're coming down from helicopter, again, we want to identify our first hand. Our first hand has not changed as long as we haven't changed the direction that we're moving. So at some point when the hoop is in your first hand, you're going to bring it down. You're going to receive it in the new grip. Going to bring it up from passing to helicopter. I'm going to receive it in the helicopter grip. When I'm coming down from helicopter to passing, I'm going to receive it in the new grip, which is the passing grip. I'm going to show you those from the side. Bring it up to helicopter, receiving it in the helicopter grip. I'm going to bring it down to passing, receiving it in the passing grip. Up to helicopter in the helicopter grip, down to passing, receiving in the passing grip. To recap, key things to know here are which is your first hand. Your first hand is always going to bring it up and it's going to bring it down. Second thing is that you're always going to be receiving the hoop in the new grip. So when you're going from passing, your receiving grip is in helicopter. When you're going from helicopter, your receiving grip is in passing. And the third thing is that the most critical part of the transition, the most challenging part, is going from passing to helicopter. And the way to get that right is to do that receiving grip, receive it in that helicopter grip while the hoop is in front of you. Coming down somehow isn't quite as challenging to folks, but that going up, you want to receive that with that hand, with the hoop in front of you. When you think you've got this, try it in the other direction. And to add a little bit of challenge, you can also, when you feel good about this, is you can eliminate the extra rotations such that every time the hoop is in your first hand, it is either going up or down. One more way you might want to add challenge to this, something we have a lot of fun with in class, is as you come down, go under your legs. Now we're combining passing, helicopter, and under our legs in front. I'll show you that one from the side. Have fun with this. Be patient with yourself. There's a whole lot of different challenge going on here. There's a whole lot of different muscle coordination happening. And, you know, if you get it wrong, don't worry about it. Just keep practicing. Enjoy it, have fun, and hope to see you in class.